Hi everyone, if you are familiar with such amazing varieties as Taiga, Tundra, Cowboy, Polaris, Chinook and Midnight Sun, then this video is for you. If you are hearing these names for the first time, then you should especially watch this video. And if you think that the only thing better than homegrown tomatoes is delicious homegrown tomatoes, then hit the like button and subscribe and let's dive in. I must say that the tomato I'm about to show you is simply delightful. This variety has exceeded all my wildest expectations and its creator is Karen Olivier of Canada. The tomato is called Cinnamon Girl. As you have already guessed, this is why I mentioned other varieties she has bred at the very beginning of this review. Yes, she is indeed a very talented breeder, and right now you can see her new masterpiece on your screens. Cinnamon Girl. This tomato didn't get its interesting name by accident. There is something special about this beauty, something that sets it apart from many others. This variety really stands out, starting with its appearance, tomatoes of a rich dark brown color with a hint of cinnamon, ending with its yield, excellent taste, and, however, let's take it one step at a time, especially since there is a lot to talk about. First, I'll tell you about the plants. I definitely liked how they behaved throughout the season. Tall, sturdy, with thick stems and white potato leaf foliage, they seemed oblivious to the bad weather. By the end of summer, they were well over 7 feet or 2 meters tall. Moreover, until the onset of frost, the plants were not susceptible to any diseases. Everything turned out exactly as Karen herself stated: beautiful, strong, and disease-resistant plants. The tomatoes are gathered in abundant clusters with a large number of fruits. I was also pleased that this variety bears fruit almost without skipping from the bottom to the top. They can be called either cherry or cocktail tomatoes. I would rather classify them as cocktail ones, and soon you will know why. Well, Karen describes them as cocktail cherry tomatoes. To my mind, this definition probably characterizes their size the most accurately. In addition, there could sometimes be 30 fruits or even more in one cluster, so I harvested them regularly. You know, when I was just getting ready to grow Cinnamon Girl, I often thought that I would get something similar to the Karma series tomatoes, with thin skin, which are certainly delicious but do not store well. However, in this particular case, the rules of the game change completely. The tomatoes are quite dense and not prone to cracking, and picking them is a pleasure, as you can do it by whole bunches. And on top of everything else, it is a very beautiful variety that was pleasant to look at and lifted my spirits throughout this tough season. Its yield is at the highest level, and it seems to me that of all the tomatoes bred by Karen, Cinnamon Girl stands apart. It is unlike other varieties, and for this reason alone, it definitely deserves to be grown. And I can say with 100% certainty that it is a real hit of the season. At least my personal experience has led me to this conclusion. So what about the size? The tomatoes weighed around 1.5 ounces or 40 grams, and now imagine how much one bunch could weigh with such a large number of fruits. By the way, the bunches successfully held these fruits and did not break. I was really looking forward to tasting them, and here is what I found out. The flesh of the tomatoes is juicy, beautiful, dark red with chocolate tones and greenness in the seed cavities. The taste is spicy, extraordinary, sweet, complemented by a pleasant tartness. Simply amazing, bright and unique, with a perfect balance of sugars and acids. The aroma is very good and complex, which is where Cinnamon Girl has something in common with tomatoes from the Karma series. Returning to the yield, I can say that yes, this is the very paradox when there are many tomatoes, but at the same time there can't be too many tomatoes like this. They really make you want to eat them, and they are not only a treat for the taste buds, but also a visual delight. This tomato variety, which is still rare, will soon gain its well-deserved popularity, which I personally have no doubt about, because it has everything it needs to do so. And the name fits very well. This variety is truly special. It has its own charm, its own spice, so to speak, which is why I decided to share this story with you in a separate review. I will not compare Cinnamon Girl with other new varieties by Karen that I had the opportunity to grow this season, if only because they are all completely different. Yes, while O Canada and Bloodstone are similar similar in some ways, such as their large size. As I said earlier, Cinnamon Girl is a completely different tomato. I wouldn't say it's in a different league, it's just the way it is, and that's why I love it. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and of course, love tomatoes, grow tomatoes. This is the Lucky Garden channel and see you soon.